Hello students, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. Let us continue analyzing our story. So, today's sample story is Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. Of course, many of you have watched the movie. Many of you have read the book or the story about it. So, today's story is a short video that is almost 15 minutes. You can find it in the library, but first you have to watch the video, then see this video. Let's begin by remembering together the elements of a story. So we said we have the setting, the theme, the plot, the conflict, and the characters. Let's begin with the setting. So the setting of the story, it is mentioned at the very beginning of the video. It says once upon a time, so it did not give me a very specific time, but once upon a time. So it was in the past. That's all I need to know. And the place, the narrator told me that it was in the Arabian desert. This is all that they told me. This is all I need to know for now. Number 2, the themes of the story. Now, as you remember, the theme is the moral, the lesson, the hidden message of the story. So, what do I want to teach you in this story? Number 1, they talked about cunning and cleverness. We saw how Jafar was very cunning. He was smart, but in an evil way. That's the meaning of cunning. So this is how he tricked Aladdin into getting him the lamp and becoming, and that's how he became a powerful man using the lamp. Number 2, it talks about the differences between classes of society. So the Sultan and Princess Jasmine and Jafar are very rich, while Aladdin and his mother are very poor. So there is a big difference, a big gap in the class between the poor Aladdin and the rich Sultan and his family. So this story, it gives you an idea of what life was like in the past when rich people controlled the world, and they still do. The rich people control the world, and the poor people, all they could do is to obey their orders and do nothing about it, even if they don't like what they're being told. Number 3, freedom. So they discussed issues of freedom, like the genie's freedom when he was freed of the lamp. So he was trapped in the lamp, and finally he became free when he was released. And it talks about Aladdin's freedom because he was trapped in the society because he was poor. He could not control his own life. He was controlled by people who were stronger than him. So when he became rich, using the genie's powers, when he became rich, he had money, he had power, so he became free. His mother became free of what? Of society's rule. Number 4, it talks about power, about Jafar's power, about the Sultan's power over his daughter, over his kingdom. It talks about the genie's power, and it talks about the importance of power in the world. So it gives you an idea that if you don't have power, you're not really worth anything. But the story shows you the opposite. It means that even if you are poor, even if you don't have much power, you could still control your own life. Being truthful. At the end of the story, Jasmine and her father discover that Aladdin is a poor man and that he used the power of the genie to become rich and to become powerful. But at the end, he chose to tell them the truth. So he did not just stay quiet and not tell them anything and just pretend that everything is okay. No, he decided to come clean, to be truthful, and to tell them that yes, I am poor, but I am truthful, I am kind, I am honest, and I am proud of myself. So these are the main themes in the story. Of course, you could find a lot of other themes, but these are the basic ones. Let's look now at the plot. Now, we said that the plot is the events in the story, so how the story goes, the sequence, the order. So, the story begins with Aladdin introducing Aladdin as a poor young man living with his mother. Now, as the story rises, he sees the Princess Jasmine, he falls in love with her, and he finds the magic lamp and he finds the genie. This is the rising action. The climax of the story, or the highest point in the story where all the action happens, it is when he fights Jafar over the lamp. So this is the highlight of the story. This is the most exciting part of the story. It is when they fight together. And then the falling action after their fight is over. Falling action. Aladdin, of course, wins and he banishes Jafar. So he sends him away. He doesn't want him to live with them. And eventually, the resolution or the end of the story, what happened at the end, Aladdin and the princess and the sultan, they all lived happily ever after. So this was the plot. It started with a normal situation, it started developing into a very exciting situation, and it again fell down into a new norm. Now, the conflict, we had basically two conflicts. Number one, that Aladdin was in love with Jasmine and he wanted to win her heart. So he wanted her to love him back. And number two is that Jafar and Aladdin fight over the lamp. So this was also a conflict. They were fighting over the power of the genie or the power of the lamp. Now, when we look at the characters, we have a lot of characters like Aladdin, his mother, Jasmine, Jafar, the Sultan, and the monkey Abu, as you know. So the characters, we only care basically about the main characters in the story. So we have Aladdin is the main character in the story. What is Aladdin like? What does he do? So I could say that he is a poor man, that he lives with his mother, that I could give him a description. I could say that he is kind, he is smart, he is quick-witted, he knows how to act in difficult situations. At the same time, he is insecure, so he feels that he is less than others, he feels the need to have more power, he feels the need to have more money. This is why he used the lamp. At the same time, he is a hero. Again, we said that he knows how to act in difficult situations. He is a man to be depended upon. So you can rely on him in difficult situations. On the other hand, if we take Jafar's character and analyze it, we could say that Jafar is obviously a selfish man. He is self-important. He thinks he is the most important man in the world. He is obviously evil. He is disrespectful, he is cunning, he's smart, but in an evil way, and he is power thirsty. It means that he seeks power. He is looking for more power. He can never be satisfied with what he has, so he always wants more. He is very greedy also. This was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing your reports, and I will see you next time.